Chaos in Queens. A neighborhood awakens to the sound of gunshots, and a police officer rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds. We now know that the officer was accidentally shot by another officer.
At this time, it appears this was a friendly fire incident. Thankful these injuries are not life-threatening, and we expect him to make a full recovery.
Right now, that officer being treated at Jamaica Hospital. A suspect is in custody and is being questioned at this time. Good afternoon. I'm David Navarro. Sandra has a day off. Want to get right to this breaking news in Queens, where an NYPD detective is in recovery after being shot twice. And as you just heard, we just learned that it was a case of friendly fire. He was shot by another officer as they responded to an apparent carjacking. And we're bringing you team coverage to break down every angle of this case, how it all started, the officer shooting, the recovery underway right now, and the response from city leaders. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis in Jamaica Hospital, where that officer is being treated. But we begin with Josh Einiger, who's at the scene of the shoot. Josh.
And David, that response from city leaders is going on right now, and they are absolutely furious because they say the suspect in this case who set this chain of events into motion had no business being on the streets as a violent, in the words of the police commissioner, predicate felon. I'm going to get to that in a second. First of all, the good news here, the police detective who was shot is going to survive his injuries. He was shot once in the arm and once in the leg. Let's go in right now. You could see that Toyota SUV with front end damage and the door open. That is an Uber which police say had been carjacked this morning just before 9 o'clock by this particular suspect who had previously tried to carjack two other cars unsuccessfully before rolling up on the driver of that Uber and attempting to carjack him. Now, that Uber driver got out, called 911. Police officers from the 109 precinct here in this part of Queens responded, as did a narcotics team of detectives from Queens South who were on their way back to their office after an unrelated call. Those officers all got together and tried to address this. One thing led to another, and there was an exchange of gunfire. And when it was over, one of the officers had shot one of the detectives twice, once in the arm and once in the leg. All that being said, police say the suspect here had zero business being on the street, committed a violent crime, and is what started all of this into motion.
Mr. Dubuisson has a lengthy, violent criminal history with 10 career unsealed arrests, including multiple knife-point robberies and multiple assaults on police officers. At just 28 years old, he is a 4-time convicted felon. Mr. Dubuisson is currently out on parole for robbery after being released from prison in March of this year, and was actually arrested just yesterday for theft of service in Manhattan and released with only a desk appearance ticket.
I'm back live. You're looking at another car in front of that Uber, and you can see a bullet hole in the windshield of that minivan. Unclear how many shots were fired in this case. The suspect, while police say he had implied to the carjacking victim that he had a gun, and that's how police received the call, it turns out he was not armed when this happened. So this all is under investigation now, as the officer is currently in surgery to remove at least one of the bullets in either his arm or his leg. One last thing, the suspect, you heard the police commissioner say he was arrested yesterday. He was arrested yesterday for jumping a turnstile in Manhattan. That is a charge that gets you what they call a desk appearance ticket. It allows you just to get out without going into the system. The police commissioner said that after the criminal justice reforms of several years ago, someone on parole would automatically be put in the system and go to court, but not anymore, and they are blaming Albany for what happened here today. This is going to be an explosive political issue as well in a mayoral election. The good news today, right now, this police officer's injuries are not life-threatening, and the investigation here at the scene continues. We are live in Whitestone, Queens this noon. Josh Einiger, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Josh. Let's go over to Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis, who's live outside Jamaica Hospital where the detective is being treated. Marcus.
And Dave, that detective is undergoing surgery. Again, as we mentioned, he has been shot twice, once in the hand, once in the leg, rushed here to Jacobi Hospital where he is conscious, he is alert, and he is speaking with the police brass and the mayor who visited him certainly, but also family members who rushed here to the hospital to be by his side. Those people met with the mayor as well. He is not being identified, that detective, because of his work. He is assigned to the Queens South Narcotics Division, and they were responding, as you heard, after a search warrant. They were going back to their command when they came upon and tried to assist in this apprehension. The detective who was shot is a 12-year veteran, we do know that, and again, assigned to Queens South Narcotics. He was shot twice, he is undergoing surgery, but before that, he did manage to meet with the mayor and the police commissioner as they visited today.
Thankful these injuries are not life-threatening, and we expect him to make a full recovery. We just visited his mom and his wife, who is expecting a child at this time, and it was a relief to them that their loved one will be okay.
And that relief being expressed not only by the mayor and the police commissioner, also echoed by the head of the Detectives Endowment Association, the union representing detectives, who also expressed that outrage over bail reform and the fact that the suspect was out on the street saying that we don't like to plan funerals. Fortunately, not the case here, as this officer is expected to make a full recovery. And we're live at Jamaica Hospital. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Marcus. Well, Governor Hochul is following all of this, and she just tweeted a statement. She says, praying for the NYPD detective shot in the line of duty this morning in Queens. Grateful his injuries are not life-threatening and wishing him a full recovery. And former Governor Andrew Cuomo also tweeting, quote, violence against our police is an attack on all New Yorkers. As mayor, I will always stand with the men and women of the NYPD who put their lives on the line to keep us safe. We'll continue to update you right here and learn more, as the best way to get breaking news alerts in the palm of your hand is always by downloading the ABC7 NY app.